One of the most common questions we get is, won't you run out of cards to apply for? This is actually a question I had when I started as well. And today we're going to answer that question as well as share more ways you can earn points and miles for years to come. Welcome to Points Talk with the Travel Mom Squad. We are three moms who've discovered how to leverage credit card welcome offers to get hundreds of thousands of dollars of travel expenses for nearly free. We've used credit card points and miles to take vacations to places like Hawaii, Paris, Greece, Maldives, Japan, and so much more. And the best part, we each still have 800 plus credit scores. Imagine being able to take the vacation of your dreams for nearly free. It's totally possible, and we're here to show you how. Hey, I'm Alex.
And I'm Pam, Alex's mom.
And I'm Jess. Let's talk points. Today, we are talking all about the different ways you can earn points and miles, as well as addressing the common concern that people have that they will eventually run out of cards to apply for. But first, let's cover our favorite way to earn points. So, Pam, why don't you tell us all about our favorite way to earn points?
Without a doubt, our favorite way, and the way that I primarily like to earn my points and miles, is through credit card welcome offers. You are definitely getting the most bang for your buck. So basically, what happens with the sign up bonus is that a bank says, if you sign up for my card and if you spend, say, $4,000 on it, I will give you anywhere from 60 to 100,000 points. And you need to do that usually within 3 months. So that's the way I prefer. If I've got that $4,000 that I'm going to spend on normal everyday expenses, I want to get that 60 to 100,000 point sign up bonus. I mean, I could take that $4,000 and I could just spend on a card, but I'm not going to get near the amount of points that I'm going to get by getting that sign up bonus plus the spend on a card. And so it's really low effort. And so that's where you will see each of us say that we apply personally for 4 to 6 cards a year. And we also have our husbands apply for several cards each year. And that's because those sign up bonuses are where you really get a lot of points and miles. You know, other options can work, but you're not going to earn near as many points.
And I think too, this is kind of where it comes into you do you, what works for you, what works for you. And there's some people who maybe don't want to open that many cards. And so they're willing to do some things like stacking, where I'm shopping, and we'll talk about portals in a minute, but they're stacking a portal offer, they're stacking this and that. They're doing surveys, they're doing all these things to try to earn more points. For me, that doesn't work. I'll use a shopping portal because that's low effort. And my mom's going to talk about what that means and is all about in just a bit. But I feel like some of these things, they don't work for me because they take too much time. They take too much brain power. It's the mental labor. It's the keeping track of things. And the return is so low that I'm a busy mom with 4 kids. I don't have time to be stacking all of these things or taking surveys online or doing whatever else that you can do to try to earn some extra points here and there. And so for me, the credit card welcome offers, it's literally just spending money I'm going to spend. And so the time spent is low. The return, you're not going to find anything near as good as the return you get for your time with credit card welcome offers.
Yeah, we are lazy points and miles travelers, and we are like, we want the most points for the least amount of effort, and that is always sign up bonuses. But Alex and I were just talking about this, I think this week, about dining rewards and dining programs.
Yes.
That is not something any of us do. We don't do the dining programs. We do Rakuten, which we will talk about, and like some shopping portals, but like dining where you have to go in and add and link the program and add your card. And then you have to go to a specific restaurant that is part of the program. I'm like, that is too much work. I want to eat where I want to eat.
The restaurants aren't even anywhere near where I live.
And they're expensive. I'm like, I'm going to pay all this money to go to this restaurant that I didn't even know existed just because it exists in some dining portal. I'm going to spend more money there than I would have just going to like our local Tex-Mex joint. And then I'm going to earn like 500 points. Like that is way too much effort to put into such a small return. And so, yeah,
And I think most of our audience is in that same, phase of life that we are where they don't probably have a ton of time. And I think but also I know, like, that's why I didn't get into the extreme couponing where my mom did, because I was like, "I don't have time to go from CVS to Walgreens to all these places to stack coupons," because it's like I know it can save people a lot of money, but it was just too much work for me. Whereas points and miles, I'm like, "Okay, I can do this. I can open some credit cards to get free flights and get free hotel stays." That's quite a big difference than free toothpaste. I will take it.
Well, and I have the time, but there is no way that I would have racked up the millions of points I've racked up through the years by doing it any other way than opening up more and more credit cards for the sign up bonuses. Yes, I could have, gotten 1,000 here, a few hundred here. It would have added to my total, but I would not have the totals that I've been able to rack up. That was the primary way I was trying to get my points and miles.
So if anybody's worried, they're like, "Wait, I thought you were gonna tell us different ways to earn points, and all you're saying is all the other ways are terrible." They're not. We do have some good things we're gonna tell you, but I wanna just preface this by the things that we're sharing with you are things that we actually do. We're not sharing other things that we don't do because we don't really find it the most bang for your buck. And so we do have some more tips. That's not just gonna be get credit card welcome offers and you're good to go.
Yeah, this is not the end. This is not the end of the episode. We're just getting
Yeah.
started. Okay, so one of the most common concerns that people have that we hear from is like, won't I run out of cards to open? And first of all, people say this to me when they haven't even started opening cards yet. And I'm like, well, why are you worrying about that? You have years of cards worth to open at this point. So don't even worry about that until you're farther into the game than you are. But also, we've been doing this for a very long time. I started in 2015. Alex and Pam started in 2017. We have not run out of cards to open. I just opened a card this week. I'm assuming Alex and Pam have opened cards very recently.
I actually opened one this week too.
So, no, we have not run out of cards to open. The deal is number one, there are constantly new cards coming onto the scene. The Capital One Venture X, which is one of our favorite cards, just came out 2 years ago, like a year and a half, 2 years ago. So that is a relatively new card when you think of all the credit cards in existence. There are a lot of cards to pick from. You can get most cards again. Every bank and even cards within a bank have different rules. So, like with Chase, for example, most of their cards you can get again after it's been 24 months since you received the welcome offer on that card. The Sapphire cards, the Preferred, and the Reserve are a little bit different. Those have a 48-month rule, but even still, you can get them again. I am on my second Chase Sapphire Preferred, and my husband is also on his second Chase Sapphire Preferred. So it is doable. It's a little bit of a painful wait, but it is doable. American Express has a once per lifetime rule, which is really more like once every 7 years. That one's a little bit longer. There are some American Express cards that I've gotten and I've only had once, even though I've been doing this since 2015, because it hasn't been 7 years since I got that card. That said, people like Pam and Ted can be on the Amex gravy train and targeted for cards that they've had before and are able to get multiple. Ted actually just got targeted this week for yet another American Express Business Platinum card. So for some reason, they like Pam and Ted.
How many does Ted have?
They like older people, the mature audience.
I'm going to punch you through the screen.
Ted, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ted. Okay, but Ted's not as old as my mom, just so everybody knows, but he is quite a bit older than Jess. We'll leave it at that.
This would be his fourth business platinum.
Okay, so I think I had at 1.6. So
He only has one active right now, but this would be his fourth ever.
Do you know what though? I love it because I know mom's thinking like, oh, I wonder who has more. And she's like, oh, I'm winning because Pam is competitive, you guys. She is feeling like, oh, yay, I got more. She was going to be like, what? They've given him 7. They only gave me 6. You know what, Alex?
She was feeling threatened there for a minute, but now she's calmed down.
Yeah. She's like, oh, nothing to worry about.
I'm feeling good.
So you're going to want to check the terms and conditions of the card that you're applying for to see what the rules for that particular bank and card are, we have an entire module about getting cards again and all the application rules by bank in our course, Award Travel Academy Next Level. So we have it all laid out there for you. But otherwise, if you're not a member of our course, you're just going to have to go read the terms and conditions of each card offer and see when you're going to be eligible again. All right, Alex, talk to us about another way that we love to rack up points.
Okay, this one I'm going to talk about is referral points. And I know people are probably listening and they're thinking, well, that's really easy for you guys to say because you're probably getting a lot of people to use your referral links. And this is a common misconception because actually what happens is we have affiliate links. So those are the links we use 98, if not more percent of the time. When someone uses our link, they're using an affiliate link. And what happens with an affiliate link is the bank sends us, we get a small kickback in the form of actual money. So they're not giving us points. So occasionally we'll use referral links, like publicly. Like we'll send someone, if they ask for a link, maybe every now and then we'll send them a referral link. But we only do that if our referral link is better than the affiliate link. So for an example of this would be Marriott had an offer earlier in the year where you'd get 5 free nights up to 50,000 points per night. And our affiliate link didn't have that offer. And so what's so great, little plug for Travel Freely, that's who we partner with. They were finding those they were finding those 50K free nights and using those. So we weren't making any money from it. And so instead of us, like if someone DM'd us on Instagram, Jess or myself would send our Marriott 50K referral link, or we would send my mom's 50K referral link. And then once we ran out of those, we started using our students' links. And so we would get students from like our Award Travel Academy and our Award Travel Academy Next Level students. That's another perk of being a student is when we are using referral links, we will use students' links. And so the other thing too about referral links is they max out at like 3 to 5 per card. And so it's not like, oh, I'm going to get 1 million points in referrals every year or nothing. It's nothing like that. Like maybe you'll get 100,000 per card, which is a good amount, but it's not, I don't think it's what people think it is. Like that's not what's actually happening. And what we do actually is we save our referral links and we use them just like everybody else does. We pass them out to our friends and our family. And so what's kind of interesting is I have a friend and she's always maxing out her links. She's telling all of her friends and her family about points and miles. She does not have an Instagram account. She's just a normal person out there talking to people. She knows about it. She has been maxing out her Sapphire Preferred like every year. Do you know who didn't max out their Sapphire Preferred this last year? Me. But she did. And so I just like feel like people get in this mindset of like, this is so hard. I'm not going to be able to get referral points. But if you go on a trip and you post about it on your Instagram account and you just say, hey, this is my favorite card. You put the link in your card or say, send me a message if you want to learn more. I can almost guarantee you someone will want to use your referral link. If they're seeing what you're doing, they're going to want to know how in the heck you're doing it.
Well, that's exactly how I did it. I mean, I've been maxing out referral links for years, since long before I started an Instagram account, since long before I merged with Travel Mom Squad. And it was purely because I just evangelized everyone in my everyday life about points and miles. Like I would max them out with coworkers. I would literally go into the office and I would tell people about the amazing trips I went on and I would show them pictures. And they would say, oh my gosh, what card did you apply for to do that? And I would send them my link and I would just max out my referrals. And so between like coworkers, family, and my husband, it's always been like pretty easy for me to max out referrals. All that to say, I feel like people have these limiting beliefs, like I'm never going to max out my referrals or like they can only travel like that because they're earning referral points from their followers, which is not the case. As Alex said, we're using our affiliate link, but like you can max out your referrals too, or not even max them out. But if you got a few referrals every year, you're looking at anywhere from like 50 to 150,000 extra points just for telling people how much you love points and miles.
Okay, so mom, let's switch gears now and tell us a bit about Rakuten.
Okay, so Rakuten is my very favorite shopping portal. And there are lots of different shopping portals. And through the years, I've used several of them. And I would shop through them and I would get a few dollars here, a few dollars there. And in fact, in Rakuten, I just looked it up. Through my years and years of shopping through them, I earned $383. So that was over years and years. And that meant that if I went on a store like Nike, Viator, Macy's, Old Navy, et cetera, and I shot through Rakuten, that I would get, say, 2% back. And sometimes they have some amazing increased cashbacks, like 15 to 20%, especially during the holidays, some of the stores. Well, I have since changed over from that little cashback. And if you have an American Express card, you can link that on Rakuten. And instead of getting those cents and dollars, I'm now getting American Express membership rewards. I have linked that for it's probably been less than a year, and I have a little over 70K American Express membership rewards that I've earned for that. Now, that to put in context could get me a one-way business class seat somewhere. I've done no extra work. I'm shopping at these places anyway. I actually have the Rakuten extension on my browser, so I don't even have to go into Rakuten and look for the deal. If I'm on a site and I'm ready to shop, Rakuten will send this little message out to me. Do you want to shop through Rakuten? And of course, I want to shop through Rakuten. And so it has been amazing in what I have earned. And to just go a little bit further with this, so that $383, well, American Express membership rewards are figured at being valued about 2 cents a point. So that's $1,400 worth of travel. A heck of a lot more than I got for years and years of getting my dollars and cents back from them.
Pam, I'm about to blow your mind. Your competitiveness is gonna come out.
Don't do this to me. I'm feeling on a high.
So, Rakuten deposits into your Amex account, I think once every quarter. So I think
Uh-huh.
it's 4 times a year. This past time, guess how many points I got?
You're going to make me feel bad now.
From one quarter, 52,000 points from one quarter Amex. It's because they had that like 20x at certain stores like around the holidays last year.
Uh-huh.
And I did like all of my holiday shopping through because I think there were dozens of stores that had the 20x. And as soon as that hit, I was like, oh man, I'm doing all my holiday shopping. And so I got like Molly's teachers, my mom, Ted, like everybody at stores that had the 20x. And so I racked up a ton of points.
That's amazing. You know what happened to me? My extension, I got a new computer and the extension I forgot to put on. I went through a period of not getting any American Express membership rewards, and all of a sudden I go, oh my goodness, I wonder how many I missed. The really amazing thing about this is that you don't have to use an American Express card to pay for what you're buying. It's this what you're earning is on top of the points that you're already earning for using whatever credit card. We will leave a link in the show notes to our Rakuten referral links. This is something that is an absolute no-brainer, something everybody should be doing. And I get so excited when I get on there to see how many more American Express membership rewards I've earned. And especially because I've done a lot of signups on American Express cards. There's not a whole lot more that I can earn on them for a while. So this is just a way that I can keep earning American Express membership rewards. It's one of my favorite ways to book international travel.
Alex, did you want to say how many you've earned?
Well, I went to go look and it was telling me like the cash back amount. And I was like, it's not a big deal. It's been a lot. But one thing I want to say is with Rakuten referral links is this is another one where you can tell your friends and your family about this. Like they don't need to be points and miles people. I've had my Rakuten account for years and years and years. And it wasn't until like till they started letting you use like moving your cash back to membership rewards that I started doing that. And so this is something you can share with all your friends and family. It doesn't matter if they're in points and miles or not. Everybody can benefit from using Rakuten if they shop online. So I like see friends of mine during the holidays. I'll see people I know that don't do points and miles be like, hey, everybody, like this. I use this thing called Rakuten. You can earn some cash back, blah, blah, blah. And they'll put their referral links out there. I'm like, oh man, that was a smart person. I should have done that first. Cause now they're going to get all of our friends to use their Rakuten referral link. So yeah, there's other shopping portals out there and there's a lot of good ones. And so if you want to see if you're getting the best bang for your buck or whatever, you can go to a website called Cashback Monitor and it'll tell you which one has the highest amount of points. There's like airlines have them as well. Southwest has one, and those points can go towards earning companion pass. One thing that I will say is for me, I just stick to Rakuten because like I said, and like Jess had mentioned, I'm a lazy points and miles earner. And so if Rakuten's offering me whatever, I'll just take it. I'm going to be happy that I'm getting something. Another little tip that I haven't like looked into see if it works, but I feel like it would. I get my kids sometimes, especially my youngest, clothes at Old Navy. And Old Navy, Gap, Banana Republic, Athleta, they're all under the same company, but sometimes they'll have different percentages back. Like maybe Old Navy will have 2% back, but Gap would have 5% back. So I'll start my shopping trip in Gap and then click the Old Navy button on the Gap website so that it tracks so I get more percent back.
What the heck? I didn't know you could do that.
I mean, I haven't like looked on the back end to see if it actually works, but I mean, I feel like it would. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it would too.
That is
So
like
there
a
you
chess
go.
move right there. I just learned something new from Alex
You
today.
guys, I feel pretty good because Jess is a smarty pants. So
Well, and Old Navy comes in. I actually went to Old Navy today and it was a zoo. And I was thinking to myself, I should have just shopped online. So now this is giving me even more incentive to shop online.
yep.
Okay. So the last one we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about maximizing bonus categories. And I would say for all three of us, a majority of the time, we are not super concerned with bonus categories because we're often working on a minimum spend. And that is our priority. When we have a new card that we are trying to meet the minimum spend on, we're putting everything on that card, even if we're only getting 1x on it, because getting that welcome offer is going to earn us a ton more points than getting like 2x or 3x or 4x on just a singular purchase. But in the event that we are not working on a bonus, we do try to maximize bonus categories. So that's basically just using the right card for the right categories. An example is if you're grocery shopping and you have the Amex Gold, then that is probably the card you're going to want to use because that earns 4x at grocery stores. And so you'll want to use your Amex Gold, you'll get 4x. Whereas if you used your, I'm trying to think about if you used your Chase Ink cash, you would just get 1x at grocery stores. So it's just like kind of knowing where to use what card. We have kind of memorized these because we've been doing this for a very long time, but we don't expect everyone to have all the categories memorized. I think we probably each have like our go-to card for when we go to restaurants, our go-to card for when we go to gas station, our go-to card for grocery stores, like places that we frequent a lot. There is an app called the Card Pointers app. We will put our affiliate link in the show notes if you want to sign up for that. They have a free version and a paid version. And so that is an app that will help you decide what card to use when. It can make it easy. I think the paid version even has a thing now where it like knows your location and then it can just automatically tell you which card to use based on where you are, which sounds like it would have come in really handy when I was just getting started. And Ted still does not know what card to use when. I just got on him the other day because he had his Chase Ink Preferred linked in his Amazon account. And I was like, why? Why would you do that? I'm like, at least use your vendor X and get 2X. But yeah, so I think people get really, really stressed out about using the right card and getting the most points. And I'm like, listen, it's just one. If you're spending like $20 somewhere, whether you get 2X or 3X, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Just like try your best, but it's fine. Alex and I are big fans of the Freedom Flex because it has rotating 5X categories. So every quarter, the categories change. You do have to activate this every quarter. You have to like go into, usually they're good about sending an email, and then I just click like activate now in the email and it's done. But you will not start earning the 5X until you activate it. And there is a maximum of $1,500 in spending per quarter that you can get that 5X on. So you can get up to 7,500 extra points each quarter just by maxing out the 5X category. This quarter, Amazon is one of the retailers, and that's always my favorite because it is very easy for me to max out the Amazon 5X category. Alex, I assume for you it's the same.
Yeah. And I think this is a situation for myself. Like, I don't always, like you said before, I'm not always maxing out my Freedom Flex 5X categories every month. It depends on what the categories are. But for this quarter, I have my Freedom Flex saved to my Amazon account. And even though I am meeting a minimum spend, I am doing this because I know I'm going to be able to hit that minimum spend in other ways. And so I'd rather get 5X on Chase, get 5X Chase Ultimate Rewards, since those are my favorite points. And so that's something to keep in mind too is, am I going to be able to, like, how high is this minimum spend? Am I going to be able to meet it while still trying to earn some extra points in some other ways? I also always just have my Amex Gold saved I do like online grocery pickup. I have it saved to my account, and I always just use that card because it's easy. And I know I'll be okay hitting most of my minimum spends without switching out that card. So I think just kind of take into consideration, what are your spendings? How high is your minimum spend? And if you can do both, then do both. And if you can't, you definitely need to prioritize hitting your minimum spend.
Yeah, I'm the same. I just, whenever Amazon is the category, I just go in and like change my default card to my Freedom Flex. And then that way, I apparently failed to do that for Ted, and that will be remedied today. But yeah, so it's Amazon now. Sometimes it's PayPal, sometimes it's grocery stores, sometimes it's restaurants, sometimes it's gas. It's just rotating categories like that. And so that, to me, the Freedom Flex is a no-brainer card to me for most people because it doesn't have an annual fee and it has those 5X categories that are pretty easy to max out every quarter. The other thing is Chase has, I don't know what my bonus offers, I guess is what they are called. I don't know for sure, but they are targeted offers. And we will link the website in the show notes, but it's like chase.com/mybonus. You can go in there and you can enter like your last 4 digits of your card and see if you're targeted for any of these offers. It's typically on the co-branded cards. So like if you have a Southwest card or a Hyatt card or a United card, you can potentially be targeted to earn like 5X at gas stations, 5X at grocery stores, 5X at restaurants. And so I was targeted last year on my Hyatt card for 5X at grocery stores. And I was very excited about that. And so in that instance, I activated that offer and then I started using my Hyatt card at grocery stores instead of my Amex Gold card. So that is just an example. Your card is not always going to be targeted. There have been times where I put in my information and it's like no offer available. And so there's no rhyme or reason that I'm aware of for like when or why you're targeted, but it's something I check it maybe like once every quarter or once every couple months to see if I'm targeted on any of my cards.
With those two, I sometimes will get an offer and I won't even use it. Because if it's like 5X on your Marriott card at, I don't know, or wherever, restaurants, I'm still rather use my Amex Gold for 4X at restaurants or my Chase Sapphire Preferred for 3X at restaurants because your Marriott points aren't going to go that far. 5X at Marriott, like with the hotel, cost me 80,000 points a night versus with Chase, I can get a great hotel through Hyatt for 30,000 points a night. So I think that's something to take into consideration is which card is this offering? Do I want more of these points? So if it's on Hyatt, 100% I'm doing it because those points will go far. And then I've done them on Southwest when I've been a little bit short on Companion Pass. I'm like, oh, I need to get more points. That can be a good option for that.
And this is also something I manage for myself and my player too. I
Same.
assume that y'all are the same. I try to make it as easy as possible for Ted to want to be an active participant in this. And so I tend to activate the Freedom Flex 5X categories for both of us. I tend to check for the targeted offers for both of us because that's just not something that would even be on his radar to do if I didn't do it for him. And it is important for me to get the extra points. And so I'm willing to like take that on as part of my responsibility. But that is really it. I mean, we are not, like Alex said at the beginning, we are not spending a ton of time daily or weekly stressing about spend categories or stressing about stacking or stressing about dining out at certain restaurants. We are mostly just opening new cards and getting like 100,000 points average per card that we open.
So we hope that you found a way to earn more points from this episode. Or if you're like me, you're feeling inspired to do a little better at some of these things so that you can earn more points. If you, like me, love getting those big chunk of points from credit card welcome offers, check out our best offers page linked in the show notes.
Thanks so much for listening to Points Talk with the Travel Mom Squad. Make sure to hit the subscribe or follow button from wherever you're listening so you never miss an episode. Want to start jet setting even faster? Follow the links in the show notes to learn about everything we discussed in today's episode. And to stay connected and follow along, follow us on Instagram at Travel Mom Squad. We can't wait to see where in the world points and miles take you.